What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and let's talk about it, Screen Fiend fans. I promised you to go live, and we are going live. We all have come to know Voldemort to be the most powerful sorcerer or wizard there was, with the dark arts and his knowledge of magic, and we loved it in the entire Harry Potter series. Then, the Grindelwald, Crimes of Grindelwald film comes to be. And we see something that we're presented with for the very first time that was quite unusual, that we've never had seen before in our presence. A smart, political, analytical villain, Grindelwald. Grindelwald knew about the Ministry of Defense. He knew about the politics. He knew how to hide in plain sight. Grindelwald was banished for what he wanted to accomplish in the magic world. He didn't believe in hiding and didn't think that they needed to hide it when they were the more superior beings. That was his goal, but he didn't have an idea in his head about muggles and you know we got to eliminate muggles too. He's like, well, we could learn from him. Or he could have been lying because he is a great manipulator. But he's also has the wand, the elder wand, or the wand of the elders, whichever way you want to pronounce it, which makes him very dangerous. Extremely dangerous. So now that he has the elder wand, what has happened to him is he's become more powerful than many ever could imagine. Maybe equally as powerful as Dumbledore. But they've made some type of pact where neither one can kill the other. So he's in search of someone who can accomplish that goal. But he knew how to play politics. That instead of trying to destroy and forcibly change people's minds, he let others use their aggression towards him and mistakenly fall into a trap to pretty much prove his point and expose the fact that he is not the violent killer that everyone says he is, but they are. He's very good at manipulating people's minds to get them to join him. More than Voldemort. Voldemort is more out of fear. He wants people to fear him. He wants to be more powerful. He cares nothing about what you think about the situation. He would only use muggles to experiment on them or torture them and to wear them down into complete submission. Well, if you want Emilio Estevez, you got to start hitting the donate button. Grindelwald cares about magic, and he believes there's many ways about it, but he's more political about it. He knows he's powerful already. He has the Elder Wand. So that proves one thing. He is a very powerful wizard to be able to hold that wand and to use the magic that he has with such depth and control. and to be as, as entwined as he is with the dark arts. He can transport, move as he please, as much as Voldemort. Voldemort didn't have the Elder Wand. Dumbledore did. And he feared Dumbledore was more powerful than him, as he tried to find other people and other ways to try to kill him, because he could never best Dumbledore. The most he could ever do is tie. The smartest thing that he ever did was use the Horcruxes to basically make a shield for him. And in that situation, made him powerful. Voldemort is more ruthless than Grindelwald. Grindelwald kills for necessity. He wiped out an incomplete family, even took out a baby. And J.K. Rowling had to make sure the characters were not the same. Because if she did, then what would be special if she made another Voldemort who was twisted even as a child? He didn't care. He has a lack of empathy. He just wants to rule with an iron fist. But I think Grindelwald was smarter, much smarter than Voldemort. Much more clear-minded. And a manipulator of using the people. See, if you can win over public opinion, then to make them live in fear, then you could be able to control destinies. Now, who would win in this battle? Many would say take Voldemort. But Grindelwald to me seems more of the control sorcerer and the manipulator of minds that would have he probably influenced was the one influence on Voldemort. And I don't think Voldemort would have been able to kill him. He has the Elder Wand. And I don't think he would have been even strong enough, even if he had it, because he never had control of the Elder Wand. It didn't respond to him. Didn't work with him. The only powerful thing about him was the fact he wielded the Horcruxes, which made him almost invincible. Because you would have to destroy the Horcruxes to get to him, and that was even impossible magic to do. Tom Riddle was vicious. But they have said that Tom Riddle fell in love with his one and only true mate. And his one and only true mate was that snake, the girl that turns into a snake, who he kept always, and it was a part of his Horcrux. And we're going to probably see that play out in the next couple of movies, even though the Grindelwald movie wasn't that great. Well, I think Grindelwald is the type of person that will influence a person like him, manipulate him, and he will take on the quest as he's probably going to be influenced by Grindelwald's political prowess, the way he speaks. He speaks as a father or a leader. Meanwhile, he knows only himself. as he knew one thing was certain. He said, "No, I'm not going to go after him. He's going to come to me." He knew all of the acts of the things he was doing was going to drive Dumbledore's brother to come to him. He knew he was smart enough to sit it out, to wait. Now you look at Voldemort. Who's become so obsessed with the dark arts that it's very similar, the weaknesses that you can see Newt points out in him. Voldemort wants to torture humans, muggles rather, use them for experiments like lab rats. And had he beaten Harry Potter, this is what Gryffindor would have become. Muggles brought in, experimented with spells, and he'd have done this around the globe. That was not the plan of Grindelwald. He wanted the people to be able to walk around each other, but to look up to him as far as the people of magic as almost like gods, superiors. Why should they live in the shadows? They need to be out in the open. Well, Voldemort is more demented than a lot of them, but they focus on so much power, they miss the small things, and because they miss out on such little details of the smaller things, that is why they're defeated. They underestimate small things. The whole cruxes was his protection. Even when he was wiped out by small magic, the whole cruxes where he splits his soul into so many pieces, which should have kept him alive forever. Once they were destroyed, he was vulnerable. That's why Harry was able to beat him so easy after that. Because he had split his soul into so many Horcruxes. When it was just him left, his soul was so weak. There was nothing he could do. Now, when the two battle each other, I think the intelligent one would be Grindelwald. And he would convince Voldemort that trying to beat him would be futile, which it would have been. And he would have joined him. But that's my prediction. Who y'all think would have won? I'm going with Grindelwald. And I think that's the problem. It kind of takes away from Voldemort, making Grindelwald so powerful. I think by making him so powerful, it rendered, you make Voldemort look more like just a common sorcery thug than the most powerful guy in Harry Potter, basically. Well, Voldemort's my favorite character. Yeah, I'm a Slytherin guy. You know, I'm not a Grindelwald guy at all. Ron's okay. Ron's a bit of a retard, but they deal with him. So don't forget